On top story for today for T Live Media, we dey on top the visit of the Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbanjo to Benin City, Edo State. Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbanjo and we State Governor Godwin Obaseki with other ogbonge people for we state and we country, them gather attend the Edo Youth Leadership Summit 2019 wey be Prince Harrison Ehimiye Foundation, where we Vice President, we State Governor, and Minister of State on top petroleum resources, them be guest speakers, to take follow the youth them wey dey the summit talk on how their life go take waka far. Dr. Kachiku Emmanuel wey be the Minister of State on top petroleum resources, he greet the youth them and he come follow them talk on top the things where them go do to make sure say their life tanda gidigba well for we country. He can't explain, give them, say them need wetin oyinbo they call integrity, they need stay away from corruption, and when they get wetin oyinbo they call self-belief, make they believe say them fit do something for themselves. He can't explain, give them, say this integrity na koko unto say Prince Harrison don't work with him for 3 years, and this years where he work with him now Mr. Integrity then they call him, and na this character na him carry and waka far.
You have got to set the trajectory of your own life. There are lots of opportunities hanging everywhere. All of us at some point in our lives we get an opportunity. But it is how you use that limited opportunity and drive yourself to success that makes it different between those who are successful and those who fail. One is integrity. Integrity is not just for Mr. Vice President and the President to postulate around the country. Integrity is for everybody to imbibe and to practicalize. A lot of times everybody say Mr. President has integrity, Mr. Vice President has integrity. They will have all the integrity in the world that they want. Even if we do not imbibe it and follow those footsteps and shock up integrity, we're dead as a nation. And the reason why we're where we are today is lack of integrity. So if there's anything this government is bringing on the table today, it is the fact that integrity is important, must be embraced and must be practicalized. Harrison has done that. He's worked for me for about 3 years. And we call him Mr. Integrity. I can go to sleep because I know that whatever he does, he follows the tenets of integrity. That's absolutely good. The second is corruption. The president talks a lot about corruption. Like his famous lines, if we do not fight corruption, corruption will kill us. But corruption starts from the home. The man who brings back a luxurious car and has no job and can't explain a car, he's not the only one who is corrupt. All those who clap for him and give him chieftaincy titles are corrupt. So corruption indexes must go down because all of us must imbibe the need to save for this country. The third thing I'll talk about is young people because it's very foremost, it's basically uppermost in the minds of both the President and the Vice President, and also the governor of the state, you know that you have sent him to. How do you get young people to believe in themselves, to set a path for themselves that they will follow, and to deliver the best results for themselves? It is self-belief. Self-belief, there's nothing more to it. It doesn't matter how much education you have, if you do not have self-belief, you're dead on arrival. And today I ask all of you as young people to believe that you can stand where I'm standing today and do better than I've done. That when the president mounts the rostrum, you can be the vice president tomorrow, you can be the governor tomorrow. But you've got to start working on those indexes that get you there. Indexes of integrity, avoid corruption, have a good name, listen to your parents, and set the road for very hard work. If you follow the growth of the vice president, like some of us have over the years, he has skill sets that come from being a lawyer. He has skill sets that come from being a pastor. He has skill sets that come from being a professor. But I think that a combination of professorial skills and pastoral skills takes it to a different level altogether, both in terms of the morality of what you do and in terms of the conviction of what you do. You don't have to be a pastor like him. You don't have to be a professor like him. But you borrow those tenets and move on to the very next level of your life.
Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbanjo, he can advise the youth them. He thanked Prince Harrison Ehimiye, will be the chairman of the foundation, and he can tell and say he happy on top in partnership with the state government for the life of the people. Unto say he can organize this leadership youth summit, the one where they call Imagine, a strategic path to equipping visionary leaders. He can thank Prince Harrison Ehimiye Foundation on top in partnership with state government where they organize the Edo Youth Leadership Summit 2019 where them give ogbonge name Imagine, a strategic path to equipping visionary leaders. We Vice President can advise the youth them for we states where they the summit, say may they hold on to two things where be say it they very important and it go make them waka far for life. He say may they get better character and make them they trustworthy. Vice President can tell them say may them no close their ear until waiting they follow them talk. Sake of say all these things now ain't go make them really waka reach where they want reach for life, and it go even make them waka far past where they want reach.
The rules that determine success, failure, and all of that are the same for everybody. Whether you're white, you're black, you're Nigerian, you're American, whatever. The rules are exactly the same. The first thing to note is that no matter how talented you are, no matter how well connected you are, you will soon discover that the difference between success and failure is character, regardless of talent. And that's why I'm saying, no matter how talented you are, if you lack that central thing called character, it's extremely difficult to succeed. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's extremely difficult. The first thing about character is that you must be trustworthy. You must be trustworthy. Now let me just tell you a thing or two about just being trustworthy. Do you know that even thieves are looking for trustworthy people? Do you know that? That even if you have a collection of thieves and they're looking for someone to keep their money with, they will look for the trustworthy person. Do you know that? Oh yeah, it stands to reason. The fact that I'm a thief doesn't mean that I like thieves. As a matter of fact, I don't like thieves. If I'm a thief, I don't necessarily like thieves. Why? Because they'll steal my money too, and I don't want my money stolen. I want to be able to steal other people's money if I'm a thief. So trustworthiness is central to anything you are going to do. You must be trustworthy. People must be able to trust you. If people can't trust you, even doing business is almost impossible. When people say integrity pays, it's not preaching. It's not. Integrity pays. It pays, because if you are not a person of integrity, nobody is going to take you seriously. Nobody. As I say, there's honor. Even among thieves, there's honor. Character is a fundamental principle. Character. You must show character. Today, the world is more competitive than ever before. You are competing not just with people here, you are competing with the whole world. I've seen so many young people doing things in technology. Fintech, I've been in seen so many different businesses. I've been to many myself. I went on a tour of technology companies in practically across the country, and I've seen so many things that are happening. And if you ask those young men and women what they're doing and how they're able to break into international markets, they'll tell you that the first obstacle they have to surmount is that people believe that Nigerians can be quite dishonest. That's the first obstacle. So when you prove yourself, when you prove that you're an honest person, when you prove that you're forthright, business comes naturally. The only thing that will recommend you for the next opening is your diligence, your hard work. That's the only thing that will recommend you. Your day is now. And those who are telling you that that you are leaders of the future or whatever it is, really, it depends on what you want to believe. The future is already here. The future has arrived. You are leaders today. It just depends on how much leadership you yourself are prepared to take on. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Governor Godwin Obaseki can explain, give them, say reason why we state government ready to co-sponsor with the Harrison Ehime Foundation. Now, sake of saying experience with them last year, he can't talk about the commitment where Prince Harrison get and the determination where he get to give back to his society. Governor Godwin Obaseki can still follow the young people them talk on top wetin them suppose do. Instead make them know say they need this integrity wey minister talk about, and he can still explain, give them about the plans of the federal government to take better the life of the youths wey dey with state.
One reason why as a state we decided to co-sponsor the foundation summit this year was because of my experience with you last year. I didn't realize that you had one of you Prince Harrison Ekimiye, who has been so committed to the youth agenda of Edo State. Even after he left here to work outside the state as the Special Assistant to the Honorable Minister, as you heard from the Honorable Minister, he has used every opportunity and every privilege he's had to give back to his core constituency. As a government, we are totally aligned with the objectives and the core values of this foundation. Life is about certain core values, and if those values don't exist, if you don't have those values, it doesn't matter how brilliant you are, it doesn't matter how good-looking you are, it doesn't matter how well you speak. If you don't have those values, then you will be limited. And these values are enunciated in the brochure. First, the value of integrity. The Honorable Minister spoke extensively about it. And as a government, as a people, we want to restore that value of integrity, of transparency, of honesty. Because without these core values, no system can abide. For young people, in a very competitive world, we must imbibe the values of innovation. And at this juncture, I want to thank the Vice President for what he did for us in Edo State by helping us set up the South-South Innovation Hall. And that center over the last 6 months, as it was set up in June last year, has added significant value to the lives of so many young people in the state. We as a government believe in excellence. That's what the foundation also believes in. And for young people in a confused world, we have to emphasize sacrifice. Because without you giving part of you for nothing, just to make humanity a better place, just to make the society a better place, we are all going to be shortchanged.
Now here we see the information reach on top the visit of the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbanjo, with the State Governor and many other Ogbonge people for we country to Edo Leadership Youth Summit 2019, will be Prince Harrison Ekimiye Foundation, on how the life of the youth where they will state go take stand gidigba. No, no forget say this story will na the year now on top story for today for T Live Media.